Shalom and Shabbat Shalom. So it is going to be Shabbat at sundown. And Shabbat is a ritual that's performed every Friday night sundown until Saturday night sundown. A ritual that acknowledges the unification of the worlds within and without. So uniting the masculine and the feminine forces, the body and the spirit, heaven and earth. So Shabbat Shalom to everyone. This is the new moon activation. The new moon is tomorrow, and it's a super powerful new moon. Rosh Hashanah will follow the new moon, Sunday night. And Rosh Hashanah is the lunisolar new year. It's a Jewish New Year, Egyptian New Year. Many cultures celebrated the new year at this time because it is the time of Libra. So it's when we have just gone through Virgo, made order out of our chaos, and have come to a new point of balance. It's like returning home again with a fuller perspective. So that's what Rosh Hashanah is about. So this new moon is supercharged because it's the beginning of the beginning. So again, it's the first new moon that's going to initiate the lunisolar new year. So extra potent reading this should be. So we're at the beginning of this month's cycle. It's not so much about the moon as it is about nature and nature's rhythms. Okay, there's a light behind the moon, which is the same light behind all things. And that's really what this is about for those who have not watched these videos before. It's not about worshiping the moon, but about using the moon as a measure of time. That's all. So we're at the new moon, beginning of this cycle. What are we prepared to leave behind? What are we stepping into? What are some tools that can help us as we step into this new cycle? So while I shuffle the cards, go ahead and see what thoughts are repeating in your mind. What frequency have you been carrying that you can maybe set aside, let go of, to create a space for new information to come in? And if you want to pick those thoughts back up again, that's up to you, but for this moment, ask them to take a seat. Create a space so that the answer can enter, because if we keep asking, we're not going to hear the answer. We have to ask and then surrender. Create a space to receive the information. And then once you have this space, you're ready to receive. Maybe close your eyes or do whatever you need to do to get in touch with that infinite space that's inside of your heart. When you feel relaxed and open, go ahead and connect to the deck however you desire. It could just be mentally. It could be like you close your eyes and you have a vision of yourself connecting to the deck in one way or another. Just integrate your energies into the deck and ask that these answers be for you, because they are, because it's for the collective. But as with one, so it is with all. As in one dimension, so it is in all dimensions. All for one and one for all. So this is for the collective as much as it is also for the individual. So ask and know that these answers will be for you, and for you, the larger you, of which we're all a part. Thank you in advance to the archetypes and faces of the One for showing us a map to activate our energies, our frequency, in a way that is for the highest good of all as we step into this new cycle. Okay, what's something that we're leaving behind? Something that, in finding this new balance, Libra season, coming back to that Libran energy, what is something that we've let go of already? What's the current challenge right now, which becomes the gift, which creates a space for us to receive the answers to move forward to the future? So this is going to be the challenge of the times, which is going to represent the work that we're needing to do right now as we move into this new year. The space that we need to create to become a new us in the best way that we possibly can. and the best way to behave as we do it. Okay, I'm going to start there. Only 3 today. Ooh, what we're leaving behind. That's a nice one to have for the past. It's 10 of Swords. So this is an ending and a new beginning, whereas 9s are only endings, 10s are endings and new beginnings. And so this is the end of a thought program causing suffering or causing pain or limitation. Finally ending that once and for all. Moving forward with our fullest power, with our fullest presence. And it all starts in the mind. So now we will have the mental energy that we need, the mental clarity, the mental space that we need to insert more aligned programming so that this old thing that held us back for so long can't be in the way anymore. So again, that's what we're leaving in the past. The challenge and the gift, which becomes the chariot to the future, is the 5 of Pentacles. We have a 10 and we have a 5. And this is hope. There's a couple that's moving forward despite their suffering and pain, and they look very worn out, and they are, but they're still going. This is perseverance. This is hope. And behind them we see the church window, and it looks like a tree lit up. And that's their hope, to keep on going, knowing that it's worth it. So this is the challenge. But whatever we feel we're going through right now that is very challenging or is requiring all of our efforts, it feels like a lot, it feels overwhelming, it feels heavy. Remember why you're doing it. Keep the hope alive, keep the faith alive. And if that motivation isn't there to keep going, ask yourself why. Perhaps the thing that you've been striving for is not worth it. And that's something really important to look at. But whatever challenges we're going through, regardless of whether or not we want to keep moving in the same direction, we still have to keep the hope alive, even if that means completely changing our plan. Changing our plan or, sticking it out to the end. Either way, perseverance is the key right now. Keep going. Keep going. It will come to a balance. Soon we'll get to the 6 of Pentacles. We'll come to a balance. That is about right balance in reflection of divine order, coming all the way through to the physical material plane. So we will get there. That's the progression. That's the next card in this suit. It's inevitable. And how long doesn't matter, because that's just, thinking about that is just distracting us from what we have to do right here now, from the task at hand. So just know that it doesn't matter how long. The how long is determined as a byproduct based on what you're doing right now and how much effort you're giving to the situation you're in right now. But the more we can just call in all of our energy to be present and complete the task at hand, to keep going, then the sooner we will arrive at the progression of this sequence here. The sooner we'll arrive at the 6 of Pentacles, right balance. It is coming. In fact, it's here right now. Even the work you're doing is in divine order. How we must behave right now to accomplish this goal. Major Arcana. So you had a 10, a 5, and 15. Look at those numbers. 10, a 5, and 15. And they all have very similar colors here. Black backgrounds. Perfect for the new moon. Really reflecting the colors of the new moon here, the darkness going within. So this is how we have to behave right now. Really examine what things are not in alignment with our highest goal. Is it worth it to keep going? Is our goal something that's really worth sticking out? Is it really worth our efforts? Or are we working for the devil? Are we giving our energy to those things that are not in alignment with the manifestation of our truest desires, as hopefully they are aligned with the will of the divine? So really reevaluating what is important to us, what are we working for, what are we giving our energies to, how are we perhaps keeping ourselves trapped in a negative cycle, a cycle that's bringing suffering not only to you, but to the one, for the collective. What can you do to make you and the larger you, which is us, more free, liberated, in a way that's true and righteous and pure? In what ways are you giving in to the opposite of that? In what ways are you maybe trapping yourself in this material reality in a way that ensures more suffering? How can we individually and collectively set ourselves free from the bondage of the material plane? Vanity, ego, and its darkness. How can we use the ego for the light? How can we accept that we, of course, are in this material reality? We are on this physical plane. And so we must be here for a reason, right? Why are we here? Everything is already perfect in reflection of our divine source. In another dimension, everything's already perfect. But we're not here to be perfect. We're here to go through the fall so that we can rise again continuously. That's why we're here. So in what way can we relate that to what we're going through right now? How are we maybe getting stuck on one side or the other of it, claiming that, oh, we're only here to be perfect and it's all love and light? You know, or, nah, I'm here anyway, so I might as well just mess things up. YOLO. You know what I mean? Don't be too much on one side or the other. Yes, we are here to fall and rise again, to fall and rise again, to fall and rise again. That is the age-old story. But in what ways are we using our will to meet spirit each moment on this path? To do our best always, knowing the fall is inevitable, but also knowing that we'll do our best to be watchful, observant on the path, to look for any opportunity to rise above the challenge. So how are we connected to this material reality? What is our understanding of this material reality and our purpose in it? And have we maybe gotten a little lost along the way? Are we ready to live in this material world in a way that is for the highest good of the one? Not condemning material reality, not saying, I don't want to be here, I just want to leave. There's so much evil in the world. But saying, oh, I am here, and I'm here for a reason, and I literally have nothing to fear because even death is an illusion. All that's real will forever remain, but all that's impermanent will fade away. So what am I going to do with this material reality? How am I going to give it my best shot? How am I going to make sure that I protect myself along the way and I don't fall off the path getting sucked into vanity, sin, vice? How can I set myself free from these chains with the virtues on a virtuous path, on a righteous path? So what is the ally as we set our intentions for this new beginning, this Libra season? Ace of Swords. Stay powerful and ready for anything that comes your way, any challenges. Know that whatever comes your way, you have the raw power of all of the elements at your disposal. You must know your authentic truth and express it. Stand strongly in that truth and express it. And know that that truth is what will be your guiding light and your protection along the way on this path. So whatever you need to do to set yourself free from the bondage of material reality, whatever you need to do, you have that sword of truth to do it. So don't be afraid. Again, we have a 10, a 5, a 15, and an Ace of Swords. Super powerful. So feel free to do your own research on these cards. 10 of Swords was what we're leaving in the past. 5 of Pentacles is the challenge and gift of the current times. And the Devil is what we have to do right now. Look at how we are not fully aligned. We have inner conflicting contracts, which is reflecting into our physical reality. How can we set ourselves free from this illusion that we've created for ourselves? The Sword of Truth will guide the way. You never have to be afraid as long as you hang on to this and trust in it. All right, guys. I hope you feel activated, and may your activation continue. Shabbat Shalom. I'll be seeing you this week for some explanations about these lunisolar high holy days of the year, the Egyptian and Jewish New Year. There are 3 holidays that follow after Rosh Hashanah, and I'll be coming on to talk about them, see what you guys think. So, many blessings as you move ahead with your sword of truth, setting yourself and the one self, that includes me, to be free. Thank you. I appreciate it. And we're all in this together. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you soon. Shalom.